couldn't believe it. God about me. So she also saw the, the. So lucky she saw the snow. It came for her. Yeah. Yeah, but in the beginning, how is that? It'll be nice in memory, no? You can never forget. Yeah. At this age now, okay. All you can forget, you know. I went back in 86. For 2 weeks I went to see him. Now, I'm there and still it's I was there also. I mean, completely, no? Aziz, come here, Aziz. Okay, just keep it on. So whenever you talk to them, you're right. Just sit down over here, so you can do it like that, you know. Aziz never correction my brother-in-law is really tall.
Yeah, he's real tall.
Yeah.
He has to bend down to get inside the door.
So many times we tried for them to come. He's a Afghani. Life comes to change. Then Zainab, Nanji, what was it? You got a telephone number? I'll go and see how
Those are old. I'm good now.
Yeah, she went last about 2-3 months back and from market to Bolton. Yeah. Bar can be at the end of the Really? Yes, I can get it. You go as an Masumananji. Bado.
Ndio vijana kudaka kijue.
Yeah, hata bao nilikuwa bado course yake.
64.
63.
And it's a bit of
In May. May 22nd.
the bone. Yeah.
So many years, but still 25 years. 64. You're so sudden, eh? I think so there's a Akozaliwa Iqbal mamchukua naye kwa mwaka moja, tena akozaliwa Aziz na mamchukua Iqbal na Aziz na maenda.
That's all you do, Aziz.
Yeah, but still Akhtar can you to play on it.
But you like
Iqbal. Okay. Bakit villa to siya tahu apa kami? Hatta that's what kundisha kwa kwenye. Kule yote ilikuwa maxi ilikuwa raha, ya sio?
Joe hapa now. Just for a minute.
Just for 1 minute?
Yeah, only one.
Only a minute?
Yeah.
Only a minute? Only a minute? Mama!
Catching the secretary. If you are blocking me, then mom, Abba can't see me. Sit down.
Why can't I get over here?
Sit down. Naambia mashishi, auntie is so, listen, she will, if you mess around, auntie will spank you. Yeah, you won't try. It's like a baby. Yeah, take this picture like a baby. Look like a baby. See, act like a baby. Come on, take us, act like a baby. Come on. Let's see how a baby looks, you know. See you. Come on, let's just get up now. Behave yourself.
Give me the ball first.
Good. Alisa, kazi na sana. Apa kita jadi orang pun sekuran, orang pun dia kita pun sama kita kira apa you mah you apa?
See, you might look what it's doing.
I can take one picture.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Nice meeting you. Where do you live now?
Too far. Hello, easy and closer.
Is that right?
Yeah, we live in here. So we thought of coming this side to Washington. Then I thought,
Something else.
yeah, and but that's what I was telling I said, when you go a bit bigger machine, it say, sit down, don't get up, you don't go to the bathroom, why?
That's right.
Remember?
All kinds of questions.
She had a chore in your hand, and it happened in that one chore. Yes, she. Yeah, but she, auntie used to say like that. You were so obedient, we sit and sit, don't move. Nowadays you can't do
You
that.
cannot do that anymore.
They've been so, this one, no?
Okay.
Alright, thank you. What happened?
Well, you worked hard for about almost 8-9 years, but then too much influence from her parents.
That's the problem, most influence makes too much.
Actually, we even stayed with them too. Like they stayed with us. We're the ones who sponsored them. They came over, they stayed with us. They got jobs. But then later on, her interest declined. Like she used to visit her parents more often, and then she stayed. Like we have to stay there for a night or so, and then a couple of weeks, and this and that. And then she decided, well, I think I'm not happy with you anymore, so I'm going to stay here. For how long? Well, I don't know. And you know, the influence of this Western civilization just got into her head, and she said, well, you can do whatever you want to. I said, okay, fine. It's been a year and a half now, so I might as well fight for divorce. Probably she thought that because of our son that I would not take this step. But I got it, because I had to make up my own mind.
This is what a problem. Only 2 years ago. After the baby was born, you know, they should be close together. We
Oh
could
yeah,
become
so we actually drifted apart.
after the baby was
But
born.
I see more.
The kids need parents.
Sure. Besides, I usually go out and take them out to park, swimming, this and that.
It's hard on the baby.
On the children is hard.
The children, they suffer, yeah.
Because if I sometimes when we argue, the kids will say, yeah, what's happening? The kids is
We learn that for so many things.
I mean, in marriage is like that. You just can't.
But because of children,
you can't get on the
mistake,
place. You have to work really hard, both of you.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And parents is too much influence. Always, and especially.
The thing is, I used to respect my mother very much. So we were very close.
Yeah.
Because in fact, when my mother died, she even looked after her mother.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something about the air in this country.
The country, yeah, that's true. Because even we have so many Oriental Pakistani same story.
Yeah, right.
And they really get, in their heads.
You know, that's why you notice, you won't believe it. We don't go out like that much. On a restaurant, going to book.
No, we don't do it.
Bữa chỗ đây. So this is the position now.
No, it's a shame, you know. What will happen is they will not bother anything.
Last time when they come here about a month back, I told them now the first thing which I want you should agree, fortnightly you must come here. He said, all right, amazing Shapit. Allah Sama will see next. But you go, I told me,
That man was not worried. His son was in hospital, he was counting how much insurance is going to get premium. No, how much are going to benefit?
Somebody's taking it. Somebody's taking it.
They have gone so far, even to harm my children, this family.
I don't buy this. $1 exchange you. You want to do that? You don't want it?
I'm taking my Nintendo.
Want to play with Sando?
Yeah.
Want to play? You shoot the bird.
Yeah.
Can you shoot the bird?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Jawad will show you.
Don't play with this. No, don't play with this.
Jawad will come and sit here. And
I'm
Jawad.
playing with it.
Hi Jawad. Come and sit here.
I'm going to go change.
So this you go and
Come here,
sit
Aziz.
next to granddad, eh?
Come on, Aziz. Come here.
Papa, let me play.
Let's play.
But you can play later on, son.
Inside.
Come on, don't be like that now, eh?
outside.
Wait, the whip on también sigue jodiendo.
You want to go back to the... Where is he?
Look over here.
Where did he go?
Found in the 16th century and 23. And you can see what a good job Gutenberg did of copying the style of the handwritten book. Okay, let's shift around. Here, there are activities and using the over here and
Where is it? Go, son. Is it? Okay, just stand over here. Yeah, that's enough. Come forward, stand over here. Let me take some of these pictures. You come over here, eh?
Which building is this?
This is a Supreme Court.
Okay, I don't want to go to Supreme Court. Let's go there first.
Okay. First, officially welcome you all to the Supreme Court of the United States. Today we have a Russian group here, so I have to speak kind of slowly. I don't speak Russian, so I'm going to speak slowly so they can understand me. Hopefully I won't put any to sleep. I'd like to first introduce myself. My name is Mark Murphy. I'm an intern from Georgetown University, and I work in the Office of the Curator. If anyone has any questions, feel free at any time to ask them. Anything about what we're talking about, or any questions that you might have about the court.
What's an intern?
What's an intern? Ask myself that. I work in the curator's office. I give the tours, and I also, right now, I'm working on a project for a professor at Virginia who is putting together, he's writing a autobiography on Justice Powell, retired, so I'm putting information together on it. So that's what the curator's office is involved in. Anything from the exhibits in the building to photographs or anything the justices pretty much want done. Keeping records of all the newspapers that come in. Okay. The work of the court begins the first Monday in October. Can you hear me now? And runs through late June, early July. Oral arguments are heard from October through April. Each oral argument is 1 hour long. There are 4 a day. There's one at 10 o'clock, one at 11, one at 1, and one at 2. Oral arguments are heard 2 weeks of each month. The other 2 weeks, the justices spend writing opinions and preparing for upcoming cases. Each year, the court receives approximately 4,500 petitions. Of these 4,500, they have to narrow it down to between 150 and 180 per term. That's about as much as they can handle. To get it down to such a small number, they have what is known as a rule of 4. And if 4 justices rule to hear a case, then the case is automatically heard. Any questions about the work of the court? I went through that quickly. Yes?
What happens to the remaining cases?
The remaining cases? All the cases that are not heard, then the lower court's decision stands. They can repetition the court. That does not necessarily mean they agree with the lower court. It's just they can't handle every case. They try to restrict their cases to cases that involve constitutional law or maybe disputes between 2 states. Something like that would be an example. Any other questions? Yes?
When the court is held?
Pardon me?
When the court is held?
When is the court heard?
Yeah.
When are they here? Between October through June. People are wondering, a lot of people are interested why it's only 1 hour long. All the facts of the cases have already been established in the lower courts. So in this courtroom, there are no jurors or witnesses. They're not concerned with who did what to whom. They're more concerned with the constitutionality of the law. So therefore, each side has exactly 1/2 an hour to present their case. The case does come before the court 6 months before it is actually heard here. So the justices are well prepared on each case.
Well, in the court, do they normally use this ROM? Do they have any other ROM?
Yeah, any cases they would hear in this room, but they have offices, each of the justices. Yes, I'll tell you right now about that. The courtroom itself. Obviously, presently there are 9 justices on the court. Obviously, they sit in front at the bench. Traditionally, our Chief Justice sits directly beneath the clock. To his right is the most senior member, Associate Justice. And then to his left, the second most senior member. And then it alternates from right to left, with the most junior member seated on the end. Our Chief Justice today is William Rehnquist. He was an Associate Justice in '72. He was appointed by President Nixon, and then promoted to Chief Justice in '86 by President Reagan. To his right, the most senior member on the court is Justice William Brennan. He was appointed in 1956 by President Eisenhower. He is one of the 3 men on the court today who are over 80 years old. There is no age for retirement. They're here under good behavior and life tenure. To his left, the next senior member is Justice Byron White. He was appointed in 1962 by President Kennedy. He's known as Wizard White. He was an All-American from University of Colorado. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. And he's now in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Following him was in 1967 Justice Thurgood Marshall. He was the first black man ever appointed to the court. After him was Justice Harry S. Blackmun in 1970. He was appointed by President Nixon. And then in 1975, Justice John Paul Stevens, who was appointed by President Ford. And then the last three chairs on the bench, the one farthest to your left and the two to the right, are all Reagan appointees. The first one was in 81. It's Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman ever appointed to the court. She sits farthest to the right, the second chair, and your right. And then following her was in 1986, Justice Antonin Scalia, who sits all the way to the end, to your left. And then the last one was in 88. It's Justice Kennedy, who was given the job after Bork and Ginsburg were denied nomination. Many people have never heard of him. He didn't get as much media attention, but he was actually the one to get the job. Off to the right, the red curtain area, that's reserved for the court-martial. They're in charge of the security of the building, which you might have seen outside, a couple of them. There are 300 employees in this building, full-time employees, and of that 300, they make up 70 of the staff. He's also, one of his duties is he times up. It's a little bit different than the presidential debates where you might notice the candidate has a tendency to keep on speaking. In this courtroom, when the red light goes off, he stops immediately. I've actually seen him stop even during a sentence, just out of respect for the justices. Off to the left, the red curtain area, that's reserved for the court clerk. He's in charge of the calendar of the court, along with other administrative aspects. He's also swears in the Supreme Court bar members. They're the ones who argue before the court. They sit in these chairs here. We don't keep up with deaths or disbarments, but there's about 150,000 of them. So the majority of them do not argue before the court. To become a member of the Supreme Court bar, you have to meet three qualifications. You first have to argue in the highest court in your state for 3 years. You have to have two people who are Supreme Court bar members nominate you, and you have to pay a one-time fee of $100. As an attorney, I understand that's not really hard to meet those credentials, but that's what they are. One benefit they do have is that they're allowed to sit in these chairs here when the court is in session as opposed to the ones you're in now. The ones you are in now are reserved for the public. It is on a first-come, first-seated basis, so if anyone's interested maybe next year in coming, come by now or before.
Take pictures? Go ahead. These moves, huh? Oh my God. Yeah.
This move is never taken the video. Look at the lighthouse. Never take the video since. Okay, let's take the picture. Come here. Okay, you finish?
Eh?
There's some more. Iqbal, stay there. Iqbal, no, come here first. We'll go again now.
Just wait.
Where she's going?
Store.
To buy what?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing? Huh? She's gone? Okay. Come this way. Courtney, get in the water. Come on. Courtney, get in the water. Courtney, get in the water. Come on. Let's go and play. Put your clothes on. Let's look at now. Iqbal, come here. Is it how does it hurt? Because you're fussing too much. Stop it, nonsense. Go and clean your face and take a deep breath and try one more time. Okay? Okay. Courtney, stay in the water. Huh? No, stay here. Precious. Super duper. Come on, Courtney. Get inside properly. Come on now. Get inside properly. Come on. Come on, come Come on, Courtney. Yeah, come on, get. Come on, get inside now.
Let's get Charlie.